In the past 3 years, Red Bull has never attracted as much attention as they are right now, not just for their performance but for a new controversy. Rumors have emerged suggesting Red Bull might be using a device to adjust the front beb's height mid-race, giving them a possible edge. As the Formula One season heads to Austin for the US Grand Prix race, the FIA has announced new rules to address concerns about such modifications being made illegally during park-firm conditions when cars are locked from changes between qualifying and race day. Questions swirl around whether Red Bull has found a loophole to gain an upper hand over their rivals. Today, we'll dive into how this controversy started, the actions taken by the FIA, and the reactions from teams like Mclaren. Is Red Bull bending the rules or simply a victim of paranoia? Let's break it down to uncover the truth. Ahead of the Austin weekend, the FIA introduced new rules aimed at preventing teams from tweaking the ride height of their cars between qualifying and race sessions. This change came after concerns were raised about how some teams, especially Red Bull, might be exploiting park-firm rules to adjust their car setup. One way to prevent such exploits, the FIA suggested, would be to seal the devices responsible for these height adjustments, making them impossible to alter. The first suspicions arose during the Singapore Grand Prix, where it was reported that Red Bull's car might have an advantage with a system accessible through cockpit controls. Speculation heightened when Red Bull's design details were uploaded to the FIA's open-source platform, drawing the attention of other teams. While Red Bull insists they followed the rules, this discovery sparked a heated debate among competitors. Although Red Bull hasn't made any technical changes for the Austin race, the FIA announced it would increase monitoring to prevent any unauthorized adjustments. The FIA clarified that under park-firm rules, the height of the car cannot be altered after qualifying. Red Bull, however, claims that while the adjustment mechanism exists, it becomes completely inaccessible once the car is fully assembled. A senior team official defended their position, stating that the system had been disclosed to the FIA in advance and no rules were broken. The FIA agreed that there was no evidence of violations but warned that future monitoring would be strict. With the rivalry between Red Bull and Mclaren intensifying, these new rules could change the dynamic of upcoming races. Red Bull is confident they have not crossed any lines, but some rivals remain skeptical. As the tension grows, Mclaren remains focused on Red Bull's use of the front bib height system. Mclaren recently found itself under scrutiny for the flexibility of its rear wing, which was modified after discussions with the FIA. Now their attention is on Red Bull, whom they suspect may have found a way to adjust their car's ride height illegally. Zak Brown, McLaren's CEO, expressed concerns about the system, saying, "If Red Bull has the ability to adjust the ride height from within the cockpit, it raises serious questions." While he acknowledged that the FIA has implemented new procedures to prevent further misuse, he emphasized the importance of understanding whether this feature gave Red Bull an advantage in the past. Brown believes the FIA's efforts are a step in the right direction. But questions remain about how long the system might have been in use unnoticed. Red Bull's team principal, Christian Horner, responded to McLaren's concerns, explaining that every team has adjustment tools for their cars. He clarified, "Our device is located at the front footwell of the chassis, but accessing it requires removing several components, including the pedals and panels." According to Horner, this makes it impossible to adjust during a race and ensures that the car complies with all regulations. Horner emphasized that the system has been part of Red Bull's setup for years and questioned why it is suddenly drawing attention now. Red Bull's drivers, including Sergio Perez, also downplayed the controversy, stating that they were aware of the device but had no way to use it mid-race. Perez added that their focus remained on avoiding problems like underfloor wear, an issue that recently impacted Ferrari and Mercedes. Nicolas Tumbatzis, head of FIA's single-seater division, addressed the situation, confirming that the FIA has increased its scrutiny to ensure no team exploits the rules. "During the last race, we were informed about potential designs that could allow height adjustments under park-firm conditions," Tumbatzis explained. "While we found no evidence that any team used such a feature illegally, we have decided to implement seals on these devices to prevent any possibility of misuse." The FIA confirmed that all teams, including Red Bull, had adhered to the new rules. Tumbatzis emphasized that the issue is now under control and that the FIA has taken all necessary steps to prevent future controversy. While the new procedures appear to close the matter, Tumbatsi's acknowledged that intense rivalries often lead to heightened scrutiny of competitors' designs. The controversy has sparked mixed reactions among F1 drivers. Lando Norris, McLaren's star driver, shared his thoughts, saying, "Even if a team has this feature, the real question is how much they benefit from it. If Red Bull has been using it strategically, it could explain the narrow margins we've seen in some races." However, Norris acknowledged that such a device is unlikely to win championships alone. Max Verstappen, Red Bull's leading driver, dismissed the controversy, stating, "The system is open source, everyone can see it. It's a simple adjustment tool, but once the car is built, it can't be accessed." Verstappen added that the team never discussed it during their briefings, as it didn't affect race day performance. The drivers seem more focused on their rivalry on the track than off-track controversies. With the FIA tightening regulations and all teams complying with the new rules, it seems the controversy may be fading. However, Zak Brown remains cautious, urging the FIA to investigate whether Red Bull gained any advantage before the new procedures were implemented. The ability to adjust ride height, even slightly, could provide a competitive edge in tightly contested races, where milliseconds matter. Brown emphasized the need for transparency, saying, "If the system didn't offer any performance benefit, then there's no issue. But if it did, we need to understand how and when it was used. As the championship battle between Red Bull and McLaren intensifies, every detail matters." Whether Red Bull bent the rules or simply innovated within the regulations remains a topic of debate. What's your opinion on this controversy? Let me know in the comments, and thanks for watching.